What's going on, traders? Welcome back to day 10 of 25 days of trading. I appreciate you tuning in as always. And reminder, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, I'll be uploading the next day's video all the way through Christmas morning. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, share it with a friend if you find value in it. And let's get into this one. A big topic of discussion, like we kind of mentioned in some of the previous videos, of everyone's trying to get funded in 2024. I'm going to assume the same for 2025. So how can we try to pass funding challenges in 2025, heading into the new year, learning everything we did from 2024, taking it in stride of, all right, well, this is the year where I'm either going to pass my first one or I have been passing them, but now I'm trying to pass even more and get them across the line and keep an XFA. But for this one, how do we pass a funding challenge? I'll give you a few steps here of what I think is really probably holding you back from not passing them, having coached many, many people in the Blackshirt Club, seeing all of your trades on ASFX TV. The most common things I see, first one being take less trades, right? Whether you believe me or not, less trades will equal more profits. And if until you start that, until you go and try that for yourself, maybe you won't believe me because it doesn't sound right. But believe me when I say it, just take less trades. You'll probably make more money because by over trading and taking too many trades, you're actually giving back more gains than you need to, right? Being pickier, the guy that takes one trade a week with healthy size could very easily make more money than the trader that makes 5 trades in that given week, even if they traded the same size anyways, right? So it's not about who trades more, it's about who trades better setups, who manages it better, and then who's less emotional, right? So let's get into a couple of the other ones here as we go through them. A second will be end the day green, right? For passing a combine, we all put these targets in. I've gave you some of my tips of having to scale your business of getting payouts. Some of that still applies to the combine stage of risking $200 per trade, $400 of risk per day, max daily loss, right? So with these combines, if we're trying to pass a funding challenge, the job is to end the day green, right? We're trying to get to this profit target of, let's call it 3,000 for the 50K accounts. Well, then my job is to obviously get to 3,000, but I need to just end the day green on the way there. I can't have these monster swing days that just put me in the hole minus 500, minus 600, just because I couldn't stop trading or get off the desk because I wasn't content with my gains, right? Obviously, at the end of a red day, and you look back when you were only up 50 bucks, you'd be like, ah, I wish I stopped then rather than keep on trading and try to make more. You actually go backwards. So if you could just learn to end the day green, whether it's 150, right? Ah, just shy of that $200 I wanted to make. It's better than zero and it's better than minus 200. So although it may not be in stride with the $200 per trade, a win's a win. We'll stack it on the P&L and those will compound throughout a month with the small little wins mixed in with our full size wins of 200, 250, things like that. So you have to be able to end the day green. And that leads us to the next one here. Well, first off, I guess just showing my own trades of one of my months, plenty of days, the one circle here, $100, $3. I went two trades. Obviously, I probably lost the first one and then won the second one and only ended up three. So okay, nice. I scratched, I was able to recover. I'm done. I'm not gonna now say, but now let's make even more. Let's go back. Let's try to make $200. Now it's like I was red, now I'm back green. Let's not push the luck. Okay, I'll show up tomorrow. Even later on in the month, $20, $11, right? A couple more trades on those days, lower win rates. So I'd say probably more of the time, very rarely am I up and I keep on trading and I give it back. It's normally my smaller days here or I was down. I made it back. All right, I'm done. I'm not going to push it and try to make more on today when today's probably just not my day. The days where I go one for one and make $500, I'm done. I'm not going to give that back. I'm not going to keep on trading and then just give it right back. And now I'm only up $200 on the day, right? This day back here, I made 300. Well, I made 500 the week prior, so should I try to make another 500? Like keep it equal. Like let's keep going. No, because then what if you give it back? Now you're only up $50 on the day, right? So we're just getting further from that $3,000 target. Or if I could stack a $500 day, add another 100, lose 150, add 300, I'm almost a third of the way there, passing this challenge, and I've only traded 4 days, right? Rather than giving back most of the gains on the first and the sixth, maybe I'm break even on the challenge, and I've been wasting my time for a week. Just being able to end the day green is a huge part of passing any challenge. Another one, handle loss as well. That goes kind of hand in hand with ending the day green. If you can't handle losses well, you're probably going to spiral it into a bigger red day. But even just green days can very quickly turn into a red day, and that red day quickly turns into a bigger red day, right? Because we're not trying to end the day green, we're just trying to make as much as we can. Let's go all in on the market, keep on trading past the challenge today in one trade, 5 trades, all today. But if we could just handle losses well, all right, I took a slap in the face. It was a good setup. I should have been in that. I followed my plan. I put decent risk on it. All right, let's look for the next opportunity. But if your initial reaction is, "Oh, I lost on the long. Let me go short and make it back very quickly in the next 5 minutes," probably not handling that loss very well. And the handling loss as well could even go back to the day prior, right? That lingering red day or that lingering couple losing trades could still bleed over into future days. So it's not just handling losses for 30 minutes. It could even bleed over into the next day. They need to put it behind you. Fresh day ahead of us, fresh trading. Where are my probabilities? What setup am I trying to take? Okay, let's trade. I'm not worried about making back what I lost, right? It's gone. I'm just trying to take the next trade. Even if I don't recover the whole thing, I'm just trying to take a winning setup, follow my rules, end the day green, and today green. That's in my control. Another thing, going back to this previous one, many times when you're up $300, you're the one in control now if you end the day $300, right? Obviously, you could take another trade and end up more, or you could take another trade and take a step back. So you're in control of how this day ends once you're up on the day. And many times people decide to keep on trading and they give it back. I think we haven't even touched on that one here, but remove expectations. A huge part of passing one. Expectations could be a different few things. Where I've seen it in the BSC as well as ASFX TV, people trying to pass challenges. The expectation, maybe how quickly you're going to pass one, or even just the expectation of whether you admit it or not. A lot of people think they're never going to lose. So the expectation of just a straight linear curve to passing. I'm going to make $1,000, then 2,000, and then 3,000. Boom! I passed in 3 trades. The expectation of that is just very dangerous because then when that doesn't happen, oh my god, let me start panicking, freaking out, revenge it back, keep on trading, risk higher on this next trade, just because you're putting this expectation on yourself, as well as a time expectation could be a huge deterrent on your trading when you're saying, I want to pass it in 2 weeks. It has to happen in 2 weeks. But maybe the first week, similar to this week where I'm recording this video, very dry price action, not the cleanest trades at all, not beautiful setups that if you put the expectation on yourself that you have to trade, I have to pass it soon, I have to pass it this week, then you're going to lead yourself to force something in the market where if you were patient and say, hey, I'm just going to take trades as they come, maybe it gives me a setup today, maybe I have to be patient for tomorrow. You could be relaxed, let the trades come to you, very peaceful. That's probably the healthier way to go about it. But when you're expecting just setups to present every single day, every hour of the day, then you're going to find a reason to trade every single hour of the day. And that's very dangerous. That leads to the over trading, that leads to the bigger red days. And that's just not how we're going to probably pass a challenge. So we can have the expectation of this might take 3 weeks. Also, have to ask yourself another thing I pointed out in the previous videos. Depending on your risk, if you're risking $100 per trade, let's just say, you should not have the expectation to pass the challenge in a week. The math just probably isn't there for it. If you're risking $500 per trade, you could probably pass one in a week with a nice strong week of trading. Yeah, maybe that's a healthy expectation, but at the same time, I wouldn't say expect that to happen. If it happens, great. If it takes 2 weeks, all right, cool. It was only 2 weeks of my time. I got a challenge. Done. So just having no expectation of it. It might take a week. It might take three. It might take 6 trades. It might take 13. I don't know. I'm just going to take them as they come, follow my plan, follow my rules, and control everything I can. I can't control how fast this goes necessarily. Obviously, if I decide to just stay flat every day, then you're in control of how fast it's going because you're not taking trades. But for the most part, expectations are a huge killer because everyone thinks it's just going to be pain free. You're not going to have to take any losses. The market's just going to give you your setup just because you're sitting there for 3 hours. You expect, well, the market's got to give me something. I'm here. Doesn't it know I'm here? It must give me my setup, my best trade. No, the market doesn't know you're here. It does not care that you want to find a trade. It doesn't care that you have this expectation of wanting to pass a challenge this week. It's going to be choppy. It doesn't have a trend in it today. So it's up to you. Are you going to trade in it and risk losing a lot of money because it's not your best setup? or you're gonna be the professional approach and say, yeah, my odds aren't here. I'm not gonna trade today. I'm not in a rush to pass this. My best setup isn't here. Let me sit on my hands. Control it. End the day green or flat. And then the last thing, manage risk. Touched on it a little bit. Risk is a huge thing. A lot of people, I mentioned it again in earlier videos, this everywhere I put out content, it's obviously repeatable things that keep popping up. But managing risk. Someone's gonna have a $300 day, $300, $300, and then Thursday, risk 1,000, give it all back. What are we doing? We were up $900 in 3 days, almost a third of the way to passing this challenge, and now we're back at break even. What was the good in that? Obviously, the exciting part was, well, if that won, I'm up 1,900. Let's call it 2,000. I'm almost done with this challenge, Evan. Like that was the right thing to do. Put $1,000 on. If it won, yeah, in a perfect world, that sounds exciting. But if you've never passed a challenge, are we trying to get lucky on this one trade that, oof, that worked out? That gamble worked out? Probably not. Now, for me, I will admit, maybe I would do that because I've passed many challenges before that I don't want to sit in them forever. Maybe I will just throw it at the wind. Like, okay, this is the trade. I'm going a little bit heavier in it. I think this could work. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But for someone that's trying to pass their first one, take the slow, steady approach, the professional approach, build the good habits, treat it professionally. That way, once you get it and you pass your challenge, you actually have the skills and the habits and the mental fortitude to maintain it and build an XFA. There's no good in risking all your capital on a challenge and passing it, luckily, because odds are you're probably not going to take a payout because how did you even pass that? How are you going to repeat that? How are you going to do it consistently? You don't have an answer. So manage risk, don't overtrade, end the day green, and know your best setup. I'm not going to go too deep into this one. You guys all know how important a strategy is. It's in every other video of mine and all my markups, all my courses, everything. You need to have a setup. Same thing with the gambling I just said. If you don't have a setup, you're just throwing money at the market, hoping something sticks and hoping you make money on this particular day, but there's no reason or rhyme to it of why you think it's going to work out. You're just hoping. And hope is dope. But that's not going to work long term, so you need to have your best setup and know what it is. And of course, you could use mine. That's how a lot of people are passing challenges in the ASFX TV streams as well as the BSC of taking the Futures 2.0 course, taking the strategy that I teach, trading those best setups to pass a challenge. Chapter 2 here, funding and scaling your business. I talk about how the risk approach of trying to pass a challenge as well as the actual trade setups to pass it. So if you want to check this out, you definitely can. It's on ASFX TV. Code Xmas if you're watching this in December for 25% off this month. So if you want to join it, you get access to the 2 courses as well as the live streams where we actually take these trades live that I'm teaching you. I'll take them in real time, break them down, my reasoning, how I'm going to manage them, and we can make money together. And hopefully, I can guide you to passing your first challenge. If it's not your first one, passing your next one, anything like that. But hope you found some value in this. Hopefully, you guys can pass many, many challenges in 2025. I always love hearing your guys' success, your growth, how much you guys are improving. So always feel free to message me, reach out. If you took the course and you found value in it, I'd love to receive feedback or a review on it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Remember, 11 a.m. Eastern, every day the new video is going to drop. Thanks for tuning in for this one. If you like it, make sure to like it and share it. And other than that, we'll be back on the desk tomorrow morning. I'll see you then.